What's up, everybody? Sorry, trying to get my camera there adjusted. I should have did that before I started, but guess what? I didn't. But welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mic Drop Sports. As always, double tap that screen, beat the shit out of that like button for us here on the show, here on our daily live stream only on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, Tom Ford in the house. What's up, Tom? I know a lot of people are saying what the Steelers need to be contenders, need to be contenders, and in my opinion, it's very simple. Get rid of Mike Tomlin. After that, it may take a few years, but then the Steelers will get back on track to winning ball games. Tom's right. Reset the franchise. And that is what the thumbnail is tonight. You see on the thumbnail Omar Khan. You see Art Rooney. You see Mike Tomlin. And the title says, the hard conversations have to be had. One Bill Cowher said so. He agrees also. I've been preaching it for fucking months. It has to start. The conversations can't be avoided any longer. The situation is dire. They are in a bad spot. People that want to sit here and act like winning average amounts of games, losing in the playoffs as being something of a success, they are delusional. They are morons. I'm sorry. It's not. Success is only measured by winning Lombardi trophies. And the hard conversations have to be had. Point blank, period. All right, guys, I need you to double tap that screen. We're going to dive into all that and much, much more here on the show. Again, I got to watch. My camera was a little off base here. I got to put back up my hard mount, the one that's a little bit better, more rigid. It definitely provides me a little bit more stability. I got to put that back up, but I put that there. I put it here because I want it to be closer to me, but it's becoming such a major pain in the ass. So I'm going to redo the studio here a little bit just to get things mixed up. But again, thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to dive into much more. Dive in, taking comments, questions, and concerns. Miss Pete in the chat. Froggy, what's up, everybody? Wave those terrible towels from Miss Pittsburgh. Truly appreciate it. What's up, Danny George, downtown, John Broadway, Steve Winters in the house. Good to see all of you guys. I'm going to get to your chat comments also. And again, double tap that screen. You got to beat the shit out of that like button. It helps us so very much. I want to hit 150 likes on the live stream tonight. That's our goal. 150 likes on that live stream. I know we can do it. I think we can do it. Also, I want to get at least double-digit new subscribers tonight, so let's make sure we are cordial to everybody in the chat and we promote that and bring more people to the conversation, man. I appreciate it. And absolutely, listen to Miss Pittsburgh. It's the best show in the nation. It's right here, man, on Mic Drop Sports. That was me talking in the chat. Let me keep going. Yes, we need to entirely revamp the coaching staff. Yeah, and the hard conversations, man, just like the title said, and those hard conversations aren't going to be easy to have. But yet, again, I feel like they could be easy to have when you're dealing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. You're dealing with a franchise that is worth over $1 billion. The conversations aren't difficult to have because you can't fuck around and find out when you're dealing with that kind of money. When you're dealing with a franchise like the Steelers, you can't fuck around and find out. You got to stay on your P's and Q's. You got to get shit moving in the right direction. You got to have those conversations. You got to sit Mike down and say, look, my friend, what you're doing isn't working. Not changing, not having any type of game plan to speak of, being poor situationally doesn't fly here. It just can't happen. And if you're not willing to change, you got to speak up, my friend, because this is your last rodeo, whether you like it or not. You got to get this together here this year, or we got to figure out a way to part ways, and we're going to pay you the money to buy you out of your contract and get rid of you. You can go work for the CBS booth or wherever you wish to work, but it isn't going to be here. And if you're Omar Khan, you got to go into that scouting department and tell them, guys, we got to step our fucking game up. I know Mike doesn't present us with a real game plan of anything to really leech onto in terms of trying to find players schematically to fit. I understand that. But we got to step our game up and we got to go in and think of players with high character. high value, high work ethic. We got to step it up. We got to get things moving, man. Those conversations have to be had. And if you sense any trouble inside of any part of that coaching staff, any part of that front office staff, any part of the building, anywhere, you part ways with that individual no matter how hard that may be. How difficult that may be, you got to do it. That's where the Steelers find themselves, my friends. It's been eating me up ever since the playoff loss. What can they do? What can they do? Am I wrong? Am I telling the guys out there, guys and gals in the chat, the truth? Am I preaching the right stuff here? Am I overlooking something? And is there an answer that's easily found? Yes. Yes. The coaching fucking sucks. And the players aren't bought in. You heard Dante Jackson on there on a podcast. You heard Russell Wilson on the Pat McAfee show. Everybody sings the praises of Michael Tomlin. But if they're singing the praises, where are the results? Why are there catastrophic failures? Do the masses think that of Michael Tomlin? Does everybody feel the same way? Because I think the answer has to be no. I think they're saying what is politically correct. I think they're going to go out there and try not to stir the pot because they don't want their boss to be pissed off that they went out there and ran their jib during podcast season. Guys, I think there's a lot more inside of that building that we don't see, that people like Jerry and all those guys that are insiders don't report on. I think they know a lot more that's going on that they don't report on. I just think that there's some major issues, schematically, major issues in terms of tension inside of that building. Somewhere, somehow, it's got to be fixed. Somewhere, somehow, those conversations have to be had. We got to figure it out, my friends. And if you're the Steelers, time is ticking, man. And you've wasted the careers of several Hall of Fame type players. You fucked around and found out with those guys, and it sucks. All right, guys, we got to double tap that screen. We got to beat the shit out of that like button. We got to make sure we send Steel City Live out into that YouTube algorithm and really light up the airwaves out there in the live streaming world. Again, we truly appreciate everybody for stopping through, but likes are an absolute needed thing here to help promote the channel. We truly appreciate it. Steve Winter says, what's up, Jason? Always a pleasure to join on your show. Who do you think would be a good coach for the Steelers? I don't think, Steve, and it's good to see you, my friend, before I get into your comment. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us, man, and it's good to have you representing that Myrtle Beach area down there, man. Again, I'm on a vacation down there this summer, so make sure when I do, I'll make sure I post it, and maybe you could stop by for a live show and hang out at the Tiki Bar, man, and have a cold one with me while I'm doing the show. But hey, who would be a good fit? I don't think that the answer is so that just easy as saying, Jason, who would be? Because I think that there could be many options out there. I think that that question is very broad because, again, what did the Steelers do whenever they found Mike Tomlin, whenever they found Bill Cowher, whenever they found Chuck Noll? I think they went into it with the philosophy of, hey, we don't need a big name. We don't care about that. What we're looking for is men of character, men of value, and that's our main focus. Guys that are going to care and want to be ultimate competitors. And whether, regardless if they have a big name or not, that's what we're looking for. And you didn't really hear a ton about these guys beforehand, before they were hired as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. They were young. They were, at the time, exciting hires that necessarily weren't out there with their name in lights, man, lighting it up where everybody was talking about them. They weren't in the conversation to be hired as the next guy to be in line, and I think the Steelers have had a good philosophy over the years of finding their head coach. Again, sometimes I think they stay a little too loyal. I think that there's, again, a different dynamic with Tomlin that I'm not quite sure of why they stick with him as much as they do and coddle him as much as they do. But they do. But again, I think that they take that same approach, and I think it's going to be somebody that gets hired or, when the time comes, and I don't even foresee this to be for a couple more years, it's going to be somebody that you never thought of, that, it's going to be a surprise. And it's going to be somebody that just is like, well, shit, I didn't expect that. Damn, that's how the Steelers typically do it, I feel like. And it happens so infrequently, it's really hard to put your thumb on what they will do. You know what I mean? We can only go off of 3 guys over a 60-some-year time frame. You're working toward the 70-year mark of having 3 coaches, I believe. Where's our guy, Robert Road? He always has all those stats. He'd be able to tell us. Robert, if you're out there, you would know exactly how many head coaches, how many years, and exactly what that is. I know you got that stuff. I rely on Robert probably more than he knows. Robert, if you're out there, I don't even know if you're listening tonight. I always get those good tidbits from Robert, man. I always rely on him for those good tidbits to talk about. Yeah, let's go, people. It is free. Hit the shit out of that like button, guys. It is absolutely free to do so. It costs you $0. Shit is cheap, my friend. Shit is cheap. Can't keep us down for long. We're Steelers fans to the end. Hell yeah, Danny George. I love the attitude from you guys most of the time, man. Most of the time, this group is so positive. And boy, is it tough at times, man. It is tough. Mike Tomlin, I thought, would be a great DC. Yeah, he runs the defense now. He ain't too good at it. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm a little hard on him. I know I am, but I've boiled over in my frustrations. All the mumbo jumbo, the Tomlin talks and talk shows, no clear-cut path to any answers. That's what we need to hear as fans. Guys, another reason, one of the few reasons that I started this, and guys, was to tell the truth. That was first and foremost, to bring you truth and not do clickbait shit. You know that. But I wanted to make sure the fans got clear-cut answers because I feel like the fan base of the Pittsburgh Steelers is shit on. I really do. I really do. And I know they always say they value Steelers Nation, but you never get anything exactly what Downtown's talking about there. You don't get clear-cut answers. You get word salad. You don't get treated like an adult in the room. You know what I mean? And I know people will have their opinions about that comment. It is what it is. I just feel like there needs to be some transparency. I think that there needs to be some of those hard conversations. And that has to happen with the fan base too. Like, look, Mike Tomlin doesn't need to go up there and throw a bunch of bullshit out there that absolutely means nothing. You know who he reminds me of? Kamala fucking Harris. That's who he reminds me of. You can't understand a word that they say. Everything they say, none of it means anything. That's an issue. That's an issue. When you get up there and speak, you have to be able to get a point across and show who you're speaking to. Show them something. Let them know something. Not just a bunch of word salad. Berserker in the house. The thing they could do, but they won't do. I don't blame the OC, DC assistants. It's Tomlin keeping it basic. Berserker, absolutely, man. And I don't even know how many more times I could have said it during the season. Even when Sean was on with me during it, we both said, it's plain, it's stale, it's vanilla, it's not exciting. There's nothing different about it. Each and every week, it's just so basic. And I've heard the arguments and the defenses for it, I've heard them all. I've heard a million and one different excuses for that. But you know what? It is very, very elementary. And I understand football is an elementary game in terms of what it takes to win. And I know people blow it up more than it needs to be because they are trying to do things outside of what you need to do. It's trenches first. Got to be the trenches. You got to be secure in the trenches. And you got to have a good quarterback. And you got to work every single day. You can never take your foot off the gas. And I think now that I've had a little bit of time to reflect over the season, over so far during this offseason while the Steelers were out in the first round, I've started to reflect and I've started to think like, did they have the pedal to the metal the whole time? Would you have allowed Russell Wilson to just continue to lose game after game after game if you were really, truly all in? I don't think so. And when you had a defense like you had, why are they so plain? Why are they so basic? Did they give up? You wonder. Why would you waste Justin Fields' talent if you were having struggles? Why wouldn't you just have taken Russ out, midway through a game and made him sit to reset himself or something, anything? Provide yourself a spark. I didn't see that. I didn't see that want to. I didn't see that fire. I didn't see that constant thinking, thought process going on to where something would change, little things, tweaking little things to get those adjustments that are needed to get yourself out of a rut. I didn't see that this year. I didn't see it ever. Not one point this season did I see it. And honestly, I feel like we got a little false sense of security when they were playing that front half of the season. When they hit that gauntlet in the back half, they fell the fuck apart. Froggy says, Mike Tomlin reminds me of Greg Roman, mediocre, but we took him no time to get rid of his ass. Yeah, I agree. Like, you get in spots where it's tough to move on. I get it. Change is tough, man. Change is definitely tough. And sometimes I feel like teams just stay status quo because it's easier. And that's not how you win championships. You got to be changing. Wave those terrible towels from Miss Pittsburgh. Mark Malone, I think they straight up just don't give a fuck. Tomlin doesn't do shit. And Rooney is just too drunk to care. Mark, I love it, dude. I love it. I got to find your chat there, Mark. I got to find Mark Malone's chat. Oh, I got to find that on here. That's got to be pinned tonight. That's got to be pinned. Nice comment. Nice comment. Again, sorry, guys. I have a little bit of a issue here with my stand, but I'm going to try to work through it. That's Mark. Thank you. That was a good one, man. I needed that. Diehard Steelies. Cornhusker fan. Ravens suck. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Sorry, I really couldn't decipher your name there. It was quite long, but welcome to the chat. Steve Winters. Sounds like a plan, my friend. Let me know when you come down. This way, we'll definitely get together. Amen, my friend. There's my boy Sean. What's up, Sean? Jason, get out here to Hawaii, my bro. I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're bringing you here, though, first. We got to do the draft. Maybe I'll hit it big on a lottery or something. I'll have a bunch of money to spend. I come down to Hawaii for a couple weeks. Craig Werlo, Rooney has to take power away from Tomlin. If not, we'll be 9-8 or 10-7. Rooney lives in his fears. Yeah, either that, Craig, or he's too fucking drunk. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right, guys, 16 likes isn't enough here. It's 17 minutes into the live stream. We got to light up that fucking like button. We got to beat it up. We got to send it out there into a different realm. I want to see 150 likes on the live stream tonight. I know we can do it. Let's make that goal. Let's band together. Hit the shit out of that like button. Let's bring those likes up. Let's get to 150. That's the goal tonight. 150. It's a lot of work for me to get here, stay on here until we hit 150, but I think we can do it. Mark Malone, Rooney doesn't give a F to be scared. I think he's just literally okay with being okay. And as long as the checks are coming and the team remains average and in the conversation, why do you care? Why do you give a fuck? Hoops, I did it again. Steelers suck, says Hoops. I did it again. And I liked your name there at first. Hold on. Downtown, there's a young man out there waiting and knows with his knowledge that he can bring new, fresh energy. Look in the coaching ranks. Yeah, you got to go out there and explore. That's how you find them, guys. That's how you go out there and you figure it out, man. Chris, not Tomlin's fault. Hadn't had a QB since Big Ben when he was in his prime. We need a quarterback, but unfortunately there isn't anyone out there in Tomlin we trust. You get a flag, bro. You get a flag. Dude, you let your best quarterback last year sit on the bench the whole season until the final 3 games. That was a coaching error. Situationally, Mike Tomlin's absolutely dog shit. Clock management, Mike Tomlin's absolutely dog shit. Roster management, Mike Tomlin's absolutely dog shit. And you can't tell me in 18 years, he's been there officially 18 years. It was just the other day they had hired Mike Tomlin 18 years ago. You're telling me in 18 years you couldn't have fucking figured out a concessions plan for a franchise quarterback that was handed to you when you came into the be that coach? You can't tell me, Chris, that that's the case. I understand he hasn't had a Hall of Fame Oh, wait. Isn't Russell Wilson considered a Hall of Fame quarterback? Isn't Justin Fields considered to have a super high ceiling? Why was the game plan so vanilla with those two? What do you blame that on, Chris? I'm just curious. What do you blame all the missed draft picks on, Chris? Is that Colbert, Kahn? Does Tomlin have any involvement in that? I think he does. I think as the head coach, your responsibility is what? Letting everybody in the scouting department, your general manager, know a real clear, concise fucking direction that you want to go. You know what I mean? What do you mean Fields was not a winner? He's 4-2. He beat playoff teams this year. I'm not talking about his time with the Bears. I already beat him up over that. Russ, he's a Super Bowl winner. What do you mean? Why was the game plan so vanilla, Chris? Why was the game plan that of which I wouldn't even run with my youth football team? That's how basic it is. Why is the defense that's ran by Mike Tomlin so vanilla and basic and you have so many high-paid players on it? Why is it that? Why are those things reoccurring year after year? Why is there never any adjustments, Chris? Doesn't that fall on Mike Tomlin? If you trust in Tomlin so much, why do you never get a clear, concise answer from him? What do you mean not the defense? He runs the defense. It's not Terrell Austin. Don't kid yourself. I'm asking. All these things that have happened with him, my friend. I'm not dogging you, Chris. This isn't dogging you. I'm not even trying to make you look bad. I'm trying to bring out the conversation here. I'm trying to ask the tough questions that need to be asked. How can you sit here and defend Mike Tomlin? I don't know what you can say besides what you said in your comment there about the quarterback. Other than that, and that doesn't even really, it doesn't really count because he has guys that could have got it done. Guys may not have been at a Patrick Mahomes, that type of player level. No, I give you that. But guys that could have got it done, and when you see nothing going on in terms of schematics, I don't understand. What do you mean? Mason played really fucking well. Mason played really, really well, but he wasn't in the good graces for some reason of Mike Tomlin. He sat on the bench while you watched Kenny Kittenmittens and Mitchell Trubisky fuck it up. Rudolph played really well. You can't dog what he did. He had the Steelers within a touchdown in that playoff game in Buffalo after many disastrous plays and horrible defensive performance. Just saying. He did. He played really well. He never got a legit shot. Russell Wilson's a Super Bowl winner. A guy that's going to go into the Hall of Fame. What do you mean you couldn't get nothing done with him? And you can't tell me that's not a coaching blunder. If Russ is washed up, why'd you bring him in? If Justin sucks so bad, why'd you bring him in? Those are coaching things, Chris. I just don't think you got a legit argument for it, until you can give me something really legit and I can go back and forth with you a little bit. Daniel Warman in the house. As much as everyone is let down by the Steelers, I feel next year will be even better. They were one or two solid players away from a deep playoff run this year. Keep the faith. Bless you all. I think they were one or two coaches away. Daniel, good to see you, my friend. As always, bless you, my brother. I think they were one or two coaches away from being a good ball club. That roster wasn't bad. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. I don't think it was. And I'm not saying, you're not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I think there's a lot of people that thought it was. I think they were a wide receiver away from being decent. I think they had a couple coaches that needed to be changed. The head guy in particular. Downtown John Broadway says only 16 head coaches in Pittsburgh Steelers total franchise history. That's pretty good. Legend Edits, I remember you, man. I remember everybody. I gotta fuck it. My shit is locked in. All right, guys, I need you to beat the fuck out of that like button, friends. Come on, beat the shit out of that like button, dude. Beat it up. We need some more likes. Double tap that screen. It's absolutely free to do it. It doesn't cost you a damn penny. It just costs you a double tap. Or perhaps that 3 little white dots up in the corner of your screen. You could hit those, bring that drop down box, hit the like button, share the show out there into the YouTube algorithm. It's absolutely free. And it's one of the better conversations on YouTube. We sit here and we have a lot of fun. Thank you to whoever took your like away. That kind of sucked. That blows. That blows. That blows when people do that. I hate when I do that because I sit here and it's right in front of my face, so I see it go up and down. I hate when people do that. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. For Life Steelers fanatics, Craig Warlow, right now we are behind the Ravens, Bengals, because of the quarterback. And what happens if Cleveland gets it right this year with quarterback in the draft? Then dead last. Yeah, they were picked to be dead last, though, this year, too. You know, Cleveland will bumble it away like they normally do. Cincinnati will have something go on, probably. But they got potential to be really, really good. But they're going to be not as deadly in the wide receiver room, I think, this year. I think they're going to have some setbacks with T going somewhere else. I think he'll be moving on. But I think he would want to remain a Bengal. Maybe they do pay him. You know, and the Ravens, I'm not ultra concerned about them. Lamar can't win big games, guys. I say it all the time. I'm right, and I don't stand here and act like I'm right all the time, but I'm right about that, and it is what it is. But we'll see what happens. Ian Grove, it's not Mike Tomlin. It's the Steelers. They just suck. Who's the head coach? You get a flag, Ian. You get a flag, brother. You get a flag tonight. You get a flag, man. I don't want to give it to you, but you get one because you said it's not Mike Tomlin, it's the Steelers. They just suck. Who's in charge of the Steelers? Mike Tomlin. He's got to shoulder the blame, guys. You don't sit there and give the man a free pass. You just don't. You just don't. Sorry, you don't. Jackson McKinney, what's up? Sean Waka 2. What's up, Sean? I expect anything coming from Art II is nothing more than lip service. He's an extension of Tomlin. Absolutely. Actually, Tomlin is an extension of Art, I believe. You're on to it right there, Sean. Definitely. I believe what you're saying is true. Jackson McKinney, how do you feel about the new Bears head coach? Absolutely a brilliant move. One of the few good moves that they've made. However, the Chicago Bears front office is so bad. The ownership group is so bad that they will probably create Ben Johnson's life to be constant shit. They're not going to probably give him the necessary tools, and he got a guy like Caleb Williams who's going to be a monumental failure. Hopefully, Ben will get the resources he needs, the support from the front office staff that he needs, the ownership, and really get the chance to really build a team the way he wants it to be built. The best thing he could do is figure out how to get rid of Caleb Williams and turn him into some sort of draft capital. Caleb Williams was a bad move. I'd have took Jaden Daniels if it were me. And I'm not just saying that because Jaden's in the NFC Championship game. I said this, guys, right after the draft or before the draft. I told you guys that Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback in that draft. I've stood on that hill the whole time, and I think Caleb Williams, in just my eyes, has a bad attitude in my eyes. I think he has some sort of just weird quirk to him that I wouldn't want in my locker room. Maybe we can resurrect Vince Lombardi. Jeez, I wish downtown. Robert Road, comparing Tomlin to Kamala is a low blow. Mike is a genius compared to Kamala. You're right, Robert. That is a low one. That might even be too low for me on Mike Tomlin. Kev says, bang, bang, Berg gang, South Philly here. What's up, Kevin? Or Kev. Steve Winters, Ian, you need to get your facts straight. Mike Tomlin is a problem. Yes, Mike Tomlin is the problem. Berserker, the only excitement I'm having for the next year is if they keep JF2, Justin Fields. Start him and Taylor the offense, tailor the offense to him. I think JF2 is our guy. I think right now, Berserker, with the quarterback landscape of the NFL this offseason and how it'll be, I think he's the best decision right now. And I think if you can get him back in the building, you do it. Who's the best team in Maryland? The Terps, baby. It ain't the Raves. It ain't Ravens. And it ain't the Ravens in the NFL. Seems to be the Washington Commanders. Just saying. They're in the NFC Championship game, and Lamar getting paid $52 million a year, $53 million a year, is sitting on the couch. Just saying. Bring back Todd Haley from Chris. As a player at some point in your last 2 games where the defense looked as if they were burnt out, tired, and was done. Yeah, it was tough. Robert Rowe, Dunbar's contract has expired. That might be the only coaching change we need to see if he hasn't or isn't re-signed. Yeah, Carl Dunbar, right? That's his name. I think it's Carl. Brandon Welsh Sr., who would you guys want for your head coach? Again, that's a broad question, Brandon. I appreciate the question. It's just a broad question because I think it's not easily answered. Ian, do you need all the draft picks because you have every single problem? No, I think you need to gain as much draft capital always as you can heading into the draft. I think if you have players that you're going to turn over salary-wise because of financial obligations and their lack of performance, I think that you go out there and you figure out how to turn that into as much draft capital as absolutely possible. And I think you take that approach every single year. And when you enter the draft, it's not about how many picks you have. It's about picking the best player available every time you make a pick. That's the philosophy that you have to have. It's a simple one. It's a basic one, but it's one in which can create success for your franchise. And I think that that's where the Steelers got to get back to doing those types of things. Mark Malone, he's talking to him. Damn, guys, this fucking chat. Not you guys, it's me messing it up. I think Chris is right. John Gold, we can't argue with a Tomlin supporter. They're blind to the facts. Absolutely, John. There's nothing I can say that would change it. Sean, as Tomlin says, have red paint, paint the barn red. Such a lazy-ass approach to game planning. Amen, man. Amen. All right, guys, we're 32 minutes into this show, and I need you to beat the shit out of that like button like you own it, man. Double tap that screen. Send us out there into that world of the YouTube algorithm. I truly appreciate it as we are trying for 150 likes here on the live stream tonight. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you are waiting for. Hit that subscribe button. Join the conversation each and every day here on Mike Drop Sports. And again, welcome to Steel City Live, our daily live show. Again, I apologize earlier too. Guys, I got some stuff going on family-wise. Nothing like, it's just an older family member, my grandmother. So we got a lot going on with that. I was up there visiting her. I have not had time to do my afternoon blitz, and it's just family first. So that's always going to be that way, always. So I'm going to figure it out. We're just trying to sort some things out with her and all that kind of stuff, and my cousin has like a lot of things going on with it. So, you try to just be supportive there and try to get through and do all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that all goes. But I have not had time with that going on, going up there, traveling, going and seeing her, and then coming back here, doing stuff at my house, all just life in general, my own kids. It's just very, very trying sometimes. But I am very blessed that I can find time right now. I haven't even been able to do the daily upload. I've just been too busy. I literally slept, I think, like 5 hours in 2 days just because I'm doing a lot of shit. And yeah, when you got a lot on your mind, you don't sleep very well, it sucks. Reminds me of Beanie sitting for Sutton this year. Yeah, I don't know what that was, Mark. I don't understand that. Cam was really underperforming, underwhelming, and the change wasn't made, and I don't get it. Berserker, I don't know how people still defend Tomlin. Every decision, game plan, personnel is on Tomlin. Some teams do not give full control to a head coach. Rooney talks about Tomlin like an equal, not like a boss and an employee. Yeah, there's some sort of weird dynamic between those two, and I don't know why it is the way it is. But Mike has his hand in everything in that franchise, guys. And for people to say it's not Mike's fault, I don't know how it can't be. When you have your hand in everything inside of the franchise and you're the head coach, you have to shoulder blame. How do you not shoulder the blame? I don't understand that. If you want to beat a man, act like the man. Shoulder the blame. Be the guy. All right, guys, 2 more people hit that like button for me. Double tap that screen real quick. Give me that like to get to 40, and then we'll get working toward 50. But I need 2 more of you to double tap that screen. Hit that like button for me. Send us up to 40, and let's keep on striving toward that 150 mark here. Eric Huff, Steelers should have lost some of these seasons. Maybe could have got a Joe Burrow or a Jaden Daniels. I mean, yeah, you could take that approach. I'm never a flopper. I don't like that. It kind of sucks. I think you just let your cards fall where they may and kind of go with it that way. I think if you try to overcompensate in terms of trying to flop and do things like that, you create other issues and create other problems within your franchise and create that losing environment for some reason. Whoever took their like away, you suck, by the way. Ty Cobb, Keep Russ, Legend Edits, hey, Berserker, yes, Eric Cutter, Austin has to go. Terrell Austin, you're talking about Cutter? Jeffrey Pincher, there's a lot of good teams that got knocked off in the first round. Do you agree? I think so. Yeah. That's every year, though. Robert Road, Rudolph was the number 1 rated quarterback in the entire NFL in his 3 regular season starts last season. Yeah, too, Robert, you'll have all these people saying how bad he was, and how Tomlin was making the right decision there. Yeah, I didn't understand it. You had 2 bad quarterbacks in front of Mason. He was the best option. You didn't play him. You let him sit. Man, whoever keeps taking their like away, you're annoying the fuck out of me, bro. It's hard to make the Super Bowl. Yeah. That's why I said that it's going to be hard for the Chiefs to beat the Bills this weekend. I hate being the everything on Tomlin guy, but I have zero faith in Tomlin to get us another Super Bowl. Yeah, I hate it too, Berserker, and I get the worst, the most nasty comments that anybody probably could get. And it is what it is. But you know what? I literally just... I got to be truthful, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to the fan base. I'm not going to sit here and lie to the people that watch Mike Drop Sports every day and try to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm sorry. I'm not, for the sake of feelings. Again, I used to try to tiptoe around things and not try to be too overly critical about any one particular situation. But you know what? I've come to the realization that I'm going to tell the truth that I see with these eyes, and that's it, man. And I hate to be the guy, the bearer of bad news, but guess what? I don't give a rat's ass anymore. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the truth. I don't give a shit. Tomlin's a problem. He's a cancer. He's a bad coach. He lacks intelligence in terms of football schematics. And even me, a guy that don't know too much, I would be comfortable talking football with Mike Tomlin. I feel like I could compete with that. That's how bad he is, because I'm not good at it. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. I have a tough... about our Steelers, it might be touchy. You have what about the Steelers? It might be touchy. Gator Fan 15, what's up, bro? I'm a new sub. Welcome, Gator Fan 15. Glad you subbed. Awesam 61, do you think the Lions Super Bowl window is closed? No. I feel like that loss was just one of those losses, and sometimes it's really hard to beat a guy like Jaden Daniels that breathes confidence into his football team, that breeds that fight into his football team. He's a different breed of ball player, I'm telling you. And sometimes those losses just happen. You had 3 key defensive players on IR, you had an offense in which, yes, was very good, but sometimes you just run into a brick wall after being a buzzsaw. I don't feel like their Super Bowl window's closed. I feel like they're going to be very competitive for years to come. That's 2 years in a row, though, that I thought that they had the best team in football, that they should have won the championship. That's just my opinion. Ernest, you don't have to listen, or you can turn your phone down, my friend. I keep the mic back as far as I can without it being too bad. Ty, laughing my ass off, my ears. Ernest, you can leave, buddy. You don't have to listen. I don't know why you're here. Turn your phone down. Why do you have your phone up so much? I'm a loud guy, bro. Hey, Chris was right. It's not Mike Tomlin. It's the defense. You guys are nuts, man. You guys are nuts. The defense sucked, but Mike Tomlin coaches the defense. He's the guy that calls the plays, man. Legend Edits, I think the Lions have a chance, but I don't think as a Lions fan we won't win the Super Bowl, but we will make the wild card. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, man. A Super Bowl contender isn't born overnight. And I know a lot of people will say, well, Mike Tomlin, it isn't born overnight. He's had 2 decades, man. And again, he's never won anything with a team of his own. So he's had a long time since Cowher's team ran through the system and, is gone. It's like the last 3 years don't mean nothing. From Ty Cobb. Berserker, I really dig what Jerry Jeudy did this year. Would love to get Jeudy wide receiver 1 certified. Yes, I would too, man. Yeah, Ian, you get another flag, bro. That was a dumb comment. Hey, Chris was right. It's not Mike Tomlin. It's the defense. Tell us you're really not watching the Steelers without telling us you're really not watching the Steelers. Just saying. All right, my friends. I need you to double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into the YouTube algorithm. I truly appreciate all the views, all the likes. It's absolutely awesome. Let's try to hit 150 likes. Let's keep going through the chat. Ty Cobb, you're not getting Jerry laughing my ass off. John Gold, I'm a Pittsburgh fan, but you can't put that on Lamar. What can't I put on Lamar? That he's never won a big game, John? He has never won a game of significance, John. Never, ever, ever, ever. Again, never. Not college, not NFL. Never won a game of value, a real significant game. He has stumbled in every game. And what do you mean you can't put that on Lamar? A pick and a fumble? What do you mean? Is that something you typically overcome during the course of a divisional round playoff game? The answer would be no. The answer is no. We got to be realists. We got to be honest, John. I'm sorry. It's the truth. It's just the way the Steelers are playing. Ian, you get a third flag for the night. You've had the dumbest takes, man, and I'm not trying to dog you, man, but you got to come better. You got to come correct. Your takes suck. Alicia and Greg Runnels with the super chat. Appreciate you, Tomlin. And one of the Roonies must be sleeping together because why? Else why would he still be coaching? That's a good one. That's a good one. They got something going on, Alicia and Greg Runnels. I got to tell you, whatever it is, it ain't good. It ain't good. There's some weird freaking dynamic involved there, man. Thank you for the super chat. Truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you. Bless you. As always, guys, double tap that screen. We got to get those likes shooting up here. Let's hit 150 on the live stream in terms of likes. Let's keep going. Lamar Jackson is the man. In the regular season, he is, man. He is on fire in the regular season. He is the man. You're right, Brandon. Playoff time, big games, he isn't. He's not the man. He's a paper champion at that point. MVP certificate. Hey, Lamar, here's your MVP. Congratulations, my good man. But that's about it. DJ Thomas, what if Dwayne Haskins was the future quarterback and that's why we have been on a struggle spree? Tomlin may be drafted the right quarterback and it never got to play out. RIP Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, when they picked him up, I don't know. I can't remember if it was trade or just signed him. I can't remember, but third string guy, possibly having a chance to work his way up. Potential ceiling was high. I would love to see what Dewey could do. That was a tragic incident. I don't really know exactly how that all happened, but it did. Maybe that was the case. Maybe that was something that set you back. But we got to remember, too, he was the third string guy, you know. He was having his difficulties in Washington also. And I don't want to talk bad about anybody that's passed away, so I'm not going to go too deep into Dewey, but RIP, man. Jeffrey Pancher, you saw what they did to Mayo in the Patriots. They got rid of his ass. Yeah. I don't know why the Steelers are so loyal. I mean, if you were able to fire a guy like Bill Belichick that actually wins fucking Super Bowls, but yet we're scared to fire Mike Tomlin and worry about that. I mean, I don't understand it. Yeah, dude has his work cut out for him. Matthew Falks, we need to get with the program and get a legit dual threat quarterback. Yeah, you could be like everybody else. I want a guy that is a pocket passer that is athletic. That's what I want. That's what wins, guys. You want a guy that can stand in that pocket, make the correct decisions, be very concise and very good in his anticipation and reads. That's the guy you want. And a guy that has high athleticism that can run when he has to. I hear the word dual threat, I think, is overused a little bit. Again, when I think you're trying to find the prototypical quarterback of today's NFL, it's got to be a guy that can throw from the pocket in a big, big way. You need a Joe Burrow type player. That's a player you need. That wins ball games. That is a stud at the quarterback position. Patrick Mahomes, he's not running all the time, guys. He can make all the throws. He can make all the decisions. I think sometimes you get players that are highly athletic at the quarterback position and it's more of a running back. They're not intelligent enough at the NFL level. College, it works. NFL, it doesn't. You have to be really, really smart in the NFL to be able to make all the calls, all the right choices. Anticipation is key. It's not college football. College open, NFL open, very, very, very different things. Two different things. And it has to be recognized. And again, guys, intelligence, understanding defenses, understanding complex schematics, understanding anticipation, being able to be comfortable in the pocket. That is what you're looking for, guys. And I get the dual threat stuff. I get it. But I'm not looking for a running back. I'm looking for a quarterback. When I go out looking for a running back, I'm going to go get somebody that's a fucking sledgehammer back there. Somebody that can run downhill and mash skulls, dude. Running that is just a solid person that can break necks, man. That's what I'm looking for. I want a Derrick Henry type player, to be honest with you. That's what I'm looking for each and every year. At the quarterback position, I'm looking for a guy that can play quarterback. Hope we sweep, y'all. That'll get rid of Mike for you. That's from Ty. I don't even know who you root for, buddy. Logie Miller, we need Patrick Mahomes. Majority 999. Ravens beat Washington this year, I think. Steelers beat Washington this year, I think. I know they did. What ifs and in the past doesn't matter. It's a what have you done for me today league, man. That's exactly what we're in, guys. I don't give a shit what they did in week 7. By week 18, you're a vastly different football team than what you were in week 7, you know? All right, guys, we need one more like to hit 50. Somebody like that like button for me up. Double tap that screen. Send us out there into that YouTube algorithm as we want to try to hit 150 likes. I need more cooperation. Just crushing that like button. Beating the shit out of it. Nicholas Ryan, Kansas City Chiefs or Buffalo Bills? I got the Bills, Nicholas. Super Bear. Lamar sucks. 3-4 in the playoffs. There's my point. Logie, oh my God, dude, I'm going to be so far down here now. Guys, sorry, my chat moved. I'm at downtown John Broadway. Hey, maybe we all can meet up on the south side and demonstrate as a protest, to protest Tomlin. Show Art Rooney that we've had enough. I'm down, bro. I'm just coming for the party, though. What's up, Hubbard? Hey, do you think the Steelers, who do you think the Steelers will draft? I'm started to work on it, guys. I started to dive in, so we'll see how that goes, man. Another super chat from Alicia and Greg Runnels. I think the Rooneys and Tomlin also invited Russell Wilson's son on some Diddy action. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Two classic comments on the super chat, man. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. I don't want to read that one again, but I truly appreciate that. Thank you very, very, very much. It's difficult about the draft stuff, guys. I'll have to, again, I'm diving into it. I'm getting some ideas. Lamar wins big regular season games. I don't know about all that, bro. I can't get on board with that froggy. I'm sorry. He don't win big games. He just doesn't. Big games are games of meaning in the playoffs. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about a regular season trophy. I just don't. I don't care about an MVP award from the regular season. I don't care about just being the greatest regular season team. I want results, you know? I want wins. I want Lombardi trophies. I want championships. And again, if you're not taking that approach as a franchise, what are you doing? What are you even doing? Why are you even there? Let's keep going. John Gold, I understand that, but the last two wasn't on him. Buddy, you can defend him all you want. Nothing I say to you, John, or anybody else that's a Mike Tomlin apologist, no matter how much bad stuff I point out to you, nothing will sway your mind. You are going to be stuck on it, and it's fine. It is 1,000% okay, man. I'm just telling you what I see, and I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you reality. And I know some of you out there that are Mike Tomlin apologists, you live in a fantasy world, and that's okay. You're allowed to. I'm not the one that lives there. It is what it is, and it's okay. Again, I'm not dogging you. I'm just telling you. You think there's a chance we could... Oh, my God. Yancey Thigpen's coming back at 62 years old. Tom Ford says, I heard a rumor that the Steelers will draft wide receiver Jeremiah Smith in the first round. Yeah, there's going to be tons of those, Tom, floating around. It's just going to be who's available at that time, and who. Hopefully they just attach that best player available mentality, and hopefully a guy like you're talking about, comes out in the draft like you're talking about, like Jeremiah Smith. But it's a lottery, you don't know who's going to be there when you pick. The Steelers never pick up there in the top, which sucks, but it is what it is. Too Evil, Too Hope in the chat. What's up? It's great. The Steelers have decided to stick with Tomlin. He deserves to at least get a fair chance. Kenny Pickett is the future of the Steelers. Thank you. Too Evil, Too Hope. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I read his, I went against my better judgment. Sean on fire tonight. Get him, Sean. Berserker. Oh, yeah, it's the defense's fault in the playoffs. Yeah, don't do that Eagles thing like E-A-G-E-L-S. Don't do that in my chat. Just say Eagles in one comment. You drive me crazy when you do that because I got to get to everybody's comment. Be fair to your fellow people that are watching. It's hard for me to get through them all. I don't even get through them all anymore. I used to. But I haven't got through all the comments in a show in a very long time, and I like that, but make it a little easier and don't spam it. Berserker, oh yeah, it was the defense's fault in the playoff game in Baltimore. The stats show that our defense played in nickel defense 4-5. I called your percent of the time, and the Ravens ran it down our throats. Yeah, Tomlin definitely came into that with a bad defensive game plan, and they looked uninspired. They looked stale. Steven Seal, Lamar will have a ring in Baltimore before it's all said and done. I'm going to say no, man. Yeah. Why do you think we did that? Robert Road, will we see how good of a coach Dan Campbell is? They lost the OC, the DC, and defensive line coach, and another one of their coaches is probably going to the Bears to join Ben Johnson. It'll be a true test, Robert, absolutely, and this is where you start to see what they're made of. But, no one man is bigger than the whole. You know what I mean? And you have to have quality people underneath you. And it's going to be really hard to rebound from that if you're Dan Campbell. You might have a little bit of a year of flux here in Detroit. But again, I still think that there is a core group. I still feel like the franchise is on the right path. But you might have a fluctuation year here where you're not as good as you have been the last two. But it's going to take you maybe a year to get back on track again after losing such significant coaches in the tree. Jose Lopez, I was hoping the Roonies would let Tomlin go last season to get Jim Harbaugh. Steven Seal, my boy Sertan, winning that depoy over Watt. TJ Watt doesn't deserve the depoy this year, guys. He does not at all. Another super chat coming in. This one from Monsters in My Backpack, I believe. Yes, Monsters in My Backpack coming in with the super chat. Cheers, brother. I need the Mic Drop Sports community to pull for the Commanders on Sunday. See you at practice. Oh, thanks, bro. That's Boone, man. Boone, you didn't have to do that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. See you at practice, bro. I appreciate you so very much. That's the guy that I coach basketball with, Boone. He's a Washington Commanders fan. You got a good one in Washington, man. Jaden Daniels is the real deal. The real deal. He's the guy I think that's going to win championships in this league. Let's just hope the Commanders can keep it on track. Let's cross our fingers. And I'm going to pull for the Commanders from here on out. Why? Because the Washington Commanders have a quarterback that I feel like deserves that support, man. That cheer him on. He's a rookie, dude. Let's support that kid, that young man, and see what he can get done, because I think he's a very, very, very special talent, man. Again, thanks to Boone for the super. You did not have to do that, my friend. Now I'm going to feel bad for you. I might have to pay back your $10 tomorrow. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Mark Malone, Watt was injured, bowed out of the Pro Bowl because of it. Yeah, again, he did not perform up the Defensive Player of the Year award winning status, in my opinion. All right, guys, 4 more people. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. Only on Mic Drop Sports. We truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. You need to subscribe to the best channel. It's right here on Mic Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, let's keep going. Steven Seal, Mike Tom needs to throw some sauce in that playbook. It's run, pass, and punt every drive. LOL. No slickness at all. Yeah, and that has to be shouldered by Mike Tomlin. You can't have that each and every week, man. You just cannot. That's where I'm so disgusted. Boswald Gobble. Yeah, I didn't read the last part. That fight between, I don't even know what you're talking about, buddy. Berserker, I need food. Thanks, Jason. Good evening. All right, man. See you, bro. Enjoy your dinner, man. I need to do the same when I get off here. That's what I'm going to be wrapping up here shortly. Mark Malone, if I want to watch RPO offenses, I watch high school games. Sick of seeing it in the pros. Me too. Mark, I got to say, I thought I was the only one really getting sick of the college games seeping into the pro level. But you know what I think is making that happen, and why you're seeing it, is because quarterbacks are needed to play so quickly because everybody's searching for a franchise guy. There are so few of those guys that they have to dumb down the system in order to get those guys to be up to an acceptable level quickly. And that kind of hurts, because you look at how, a lot of quarterbacks in the past won early in their career. Like a Ben, some of these other players at quarterback position that were able to have early success, Tom Brady, guys like that, while they were cheap on their financial hit in terms of salary cap, you were able to put players around them and you were able to win. The offense was more sophisticated. You were able to get it done. Now it's just RPO bullshit, and there is no sophistication to it. Again, I run that with 9-year-olds, guys. I feel like there could be more creativity, more schematics brought back into the game at a high level, and I think we've shied away from that due to the reason I just said. We dumb it down to create guys to be able to play quicker, faster, feed them through the pipeline a lot quicker, and I don't think it's a good idea. I want a pocket passer too. Was hoping Steelers pick Kyle McCord, Syracuse quarterback. Yeah, me too. I want somebody that can be ultra smart and dissect defenses. I want a fucking tactician back there, my friend. What's up, Foots Big? Long time no see, my friend. I got to root for the only New York team. I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels, man. That's who I'm rooting for. I think the Bills do win, though. I think this is the Bills' year. I think they do win the Super Bowl. All right, guys, you got to double tap that screen. I need 3 more of you to hit that like button. Let's hit 60 likes real quick here to start wrapping down the show. Let's get to 60 real fast. I'd appreciate that, as we are about 59 minutes into the show here on Steel City Live. Again, 3 more of you, 2 more of you. I'd truly appreciate it. All you got to do is double tap or hit those 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen. You could get it. Jeremiah Smith just played his freshman season. He is in college for at least 2 more years. Yeah, I don't know when these guys come out. What do you have to play? Do you have to play a certain amount of time too, I believe? Abe Anderson. Oh, Sean, there's Abe saying athletic quarterbacks aren't as smart as insane. Abe, come on, bro. That's not a general classification on athletic quarterbacks. You're not taking it in the proper context. You're trying to make it something that it isn't. You know what I mean, Abe? And I always appreciate you, man, but you're trying to make it a different conversation, and that's not what it is. Athletic quarterbacks, aren't always stupid. Jaden Daniels is an athletic quarterback, but he's smart. He understands things. He gets it. So don't try to spin it into a conversation that doesn't need to be a conversation. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. Most athletic quarterbacks that are dual threat are mostly running backs, guys that aren't very smart, and that's period. It is what it is. Again, I'm not looking for a running back. I'm looking for a pocket passer, and that's what I was saying. Again, don't spin it into something else. I got your vibes of what you were trying to spin it into. Kevin Kevs, I hope the Steelers fire Tomlin so my team can pick him up. Me too, man. I would love to give your team Mike Tomlin, Kevin Kevs. Broadway, John, Froggy Insider just hit the Hail Mary with Aaron Rodgers and Madden. Dude, I just played Madden literally against my son the other day. First time I'd played in probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. And I almost hung 100 points on him. Why? Because I'm that fucking guy. I'm that guy. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up. Can one more person hit that like button here before we end the show? Double tap that screen for me. Just one more, I'd appreciate it. But we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you for joining us here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. If you're not watching it now, you're going to watch it later once it uploads if you came in late. So it won't take long. It should be up quickly. So thank you again, guys. Thank you so very much. The support has been awesome. Super Chat's amazing. Thank you, Boone. Thank you, Alicia and Greg Kennels. Truly appreciate all the love tonight on the Super Chat. And if I left anybody out, I truly apologize. I'm just trying to remember everybody that did it. But thank you so very much. You guys have made Mike Drop Sports absolutely amazing and a rising star in the YouTube world, and I appreciate it very, very much. It's very humbling that you guys have done that for me, and it's not because of me, it's because of you. So thank you. Until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Steel City Live. Peace, my friends. See you on the next one.